Welcome back everybody. Now this vlog's going to be a little bit of everything. In between Narellan doing their pool works, we got a lot of stuff to knock over. That includes a little bit of shoveling, spreading, burning, turfing, and moving those stumps. Let's keep it trim, taut and terrific, and go! Now one thing we weren't really expecting, well we were but we weren't, is all these stumps that have come out of the ground. It's quite bewildering because they're quite heavy and bulky. So I've quickly washed them down to get rid of a lot of the sand, and then I'm going to start cutting them down with this demo saw because the sand doesn't affect the blade so much as it does with the oiled bar on a chainsaw. So we'll get a lot of it chopped off using the demo saw, and then we'll finish off what we need to with the chainsaw at the end. So then hopefully we just got the solid stumps to try to move around, and they'll either go out to a mate's place or we'll take them across the road to Bill's place and put them into the fire pile down there. They'll burn for a long time. These stumps have been cut down for over 4 years now, so they're quite dry and they're dense. Now before I get stuck into cutting down the stumps, we've ended up with all this sand left over. It's not really as much as what I thought. This pile here is kind of the mix where our trampoline used to sit. We probably should have pulled all the mulch up. I didn't really think about it. So this is just a bit they scraped off the top just to tidy up a little bit. And then the main stockpile is in behind that. We'll keep spreading that around as a bit of top dressing to try to level things out around the yard, but we'll probably still have a bit left over. It's not quite as much as what I thought because they didn't bring any material in to backfill around the pool. They simply used our stockpile of sand, mixed in the cement mix with it, and then used that to backfill the pool. So I started cutting down all these stumps, getting rid of all the bits and pieces hanging off them. That's nice and easy to try to get an idea of what we've got. We're breaking them down slowly and it's not too bad. And I've created a bit of a stockpile over here of all the lighter, loose bits and pieces that we could possibly burn, which has given me an idea. This is the Easter long weekend. What we're going to do is create a little mini bonfire. So I'm on to another job now. And that is creating a bit of a path through this big pile of sand so that we can move all the timber out to the back of the house. So let's give it a go. Well, all that wood was still a little bit green. It took a while to get going, but the campfire's roaring now. We're just finishing dinner. Just come around to check it. We'll sit around tonight and have a few beers. And because we haven't already got enough going on, we are returfing this whole back area that got top filled a few weeks ago. And it's so good seeing grass here. It's a job we don't need to do right now, really, but it's going to make a world of difference, and that will finish off this rear part of the yard. And then we've just got to work our way back around again to fix everything else up. And the big problem has been trying to find these sprinklers again, because we've raised all the soil levels. It's been really, really hard to find them. Everything happened so quick, I didn't get a chance to put a marker or anything where they were before all this top filling happened. So we've been digging around for 15 minutes trying to find a sprinkler down in here, just trying to think back, what were the measurements? It has to be here somewhere. Anyway, we finally found it, so we need to lift all our sprinklers up now. I'm going to extend the circuit around here because we're going to put a bit more grass in than we originally planned. But the good thing is it gives this whole turf area all the winter to settle in and get established. So that way it's a little bit more hardy once the hot weather comes back around. Plus we've got the irrigation and we can look after it a little bit better as well. Now here's a bit of comedy for you. I started digging this trench because our sprinklers only go up to that end where we were trying to uncover them just before. And as I'm digging the trench, I notice there's two lines running up through here, and we've only got one circuit out the front, which is that circuit I did in a video a few months ago. And it got me thinking, why have we got two lines running up here? So I've gone and dug the opposite corner over the other side, and the pipework's there, but there's no sprinklers. So past me didn't do the job properly, or there was some kind of reason why we didn't put them there. So all we need to do is retrofit the sprinklers and we're ready to go. So that is awesome. So I'm about to do that now. I'll backfill this hole. We still needed to uncover these sprinklers back here because I need to raise them up because we brought all the ground level up. So I've got to do that quickly, but we can leave a bit of turf out for that. Keep doing this, and we've changed what we're doing in behind here back to an old plan as well. So we're not quite putting in so much turf, but we've still got a lot to do down there. So we'll use any leftovers down the other end. Let's keep on trucking. So I've got the sprinklers in. I've just got to set their height now, and I've just spent, I don't know, 20 minutes again trying to locate the pipework I terminated. That is the beginning of this circuit that runs from our manifold over on the shed. So what I've got to do now is dig a trench to link all this back up around through to our sand pile, or where the veggie garden is over there, and then we can get the circuit out the back so we can start watering this turf down. I'd like to say this is the last trench I've got to dig, but I've also got to dig a trench on the other side of the pool just to reroute a little bit of stormwater, just in case. So I'll put this existing sprinkler head back where it was. We've cut the trench and run the line through to where another sprinkler was over near the vegetable garden. And what I've done for now is just put a joiner on there, because otherwise we're going to be watering this big pile of sand that's over in the background. While my lovely wife Michelle finished off this trench, I went around and reset all the sprinkler heads in that back portion of yard. So now it's a case of just doing a test, making sure we've got no leaks on the new sprinklers we've put up the end, and we've started prepping down towards the mulch area so we can continue turfing around. We've got another load arriving on Monday. How exciting. I'll be at work, so I'll have to do that in the afternoons with Michelle as we go along through the rest of next week. Anyway, I'm going to test this circuit so we can water the new turf, and then I'll catch you on the other side of the second half of turf in a few days' time. Thanks, Andy. It's good to have a few mates around to help you out when you're in a spot of bother. The stumps are finally gone. We'll take them out to his place and then we'll get to work moving some of the sand around. And then it should be all nearly back to normal. Winning! Spreading by hand's way too hard, so while Andrew's here today moving the stumps for us, we're going to spread a little bit more sand around, get the smudge bar out, do a bit more top dressing, and that's most of the sand gone. And just like that, that big pile of soil's gone. Thanks, Andy. I really appreciate your help. It's all starting to dry out now and we're starting to level through so we can lay some more turf back towards the pool. We'll leave that at the moment because we do need to get the paving done around the pool, the fence installed, then we can run a new edge around and then start looking at where we need to re-turf to stitch it all back together. And while a smudge bar on a skid steer is really good for doing your general profiling, it's still good to go back over with a rake, or if you've got a larger area like us, get an old farm gate or something long and heavy that you can drag through, and with the lightweight zero turn, do a bit of smoothing out or profiling as you go. So it's a simple case of just running up and down your lawn after you've put the top dressing over, and that'll flatten it all out and pull out, in our case, all the debris. So we got little bits of root and stick and wood and stuff like that that gets caught up in whatever you're dragging around. But what it does do is it flattens out the tracks from the treads on the skid steer or tractor or whatever you've used to spread it around, and it smooths it out really, really well. In our case, we've got sand, and it helps work that sand down into the grass. And as you can tell, it works pretty well just to flatten it all down, get it all nice and level and all smoothed out, and works the sand across the different areas that you filled. But I do have to say, while this wasn't part of the plan, it is fantastic having turf out here, and it really, really completes this side of the yard, which has been forgotten ever since we moved in. Now, I'm still working on some projects in the shed, but the next vlog will be the paving and rest of the pool installation. And then from there, we'll get stuck into showing you how to install a pool fence around the pool area, finish off the turf, and then I think it's time to go camping. That should be next on the agenda once we get these few little tasks around here. We've got my stepdad's 70th coming up. My wife's parents are coming down from Brisbane. We haven't seen them since November 2019, so they'll be really excited to see what we've got going on here. So we'll be having a few weekends off here and there, but we'll try to get this finished as much as we can before they come down in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. We should have the swan all sorted by then. I'm updating the diesel heater, so there'll be an episode coming out on that very, very soon. And I've got to start getting into the list of things I've got to do for the Jayco Camper Trailers Owners Group. So if you're part of that group, we've got a lot more stuff coming along. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below if you've got any suggestions or comments or remarks you want to make. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. It really, really helps us out. And be ready for another video in a few weeks' time. Thanks for watching. Get out there, stay safe, and have fun. Catch you later.